There are different kinds of people who want to know what a shitcoin is. One is a person who hears shitcoin all over the place. That's a shitcoin, and stop shilling your shitcoins. But they don't know exactly what it means for a crypto to be considered a shitcoin. Another kind of person gets the general idea of what a shitcoin is, but doesn't know how to pick one out of a crypto lineup. On this episode, we're going to jump into the world of shitcoins and help both kinds of people get their heads wrapped around this fast-growing shit-filled ecosystem. So, for those who want to give a shit, let's get scholared. Welcome to another episode of Crypto Talk Tuesday. I'm your host, Mario Johnson, founder and president of Crypto Scholars LLC. And as the intro episode, I guess you could say shittishly, I just made up a word, actually kind of stated, today we're going to, this episode is dedicated to shitcoins. Now, before we get started, because I forget to catch myself on the other videos, I actually end up doing it towards the end. But let me go ahead and get this out of the way because I need everybody to know that this is not financial advice. So let's go ahead and get this disclaimer out of there. So the information contained herein is for informational and/or educational purposes only. Nothing shall be construed to be legal, financial, or tax advice. The content of this video is solely the opinions of myself, who is not a licensed financial advisor, nor am I a registered investment advisor. Now, please be warned, people. Trading cryptocurrencies possess a considerable risk of loss. Me, nor Crypto Scholars LLC, offer any guarantee of any particular outcome. So, with that out the way, let's talk about this shit. I had to say it one more time. All right, so what we're going to do, the purpose behind, or shall I say, the reason why I chose this particular topic for this particular talk was that we're having a huge hype cycle. There's a lot of money being put into a lot of coins in the market, and it's unbelievable because people are just kind of, I call it chasing rabbits. You know, they're chasing the next, what they consider to be the fast, or what they see to be a fast growing token that, you know, the people who got in early, and early can be relative to basically the time that you get in versus the time that the price crashes. And they say, oh man, these people made a ton of money, you know, in a short amount of time, which is true. And it's great. And I applaud those individuals. But the ones who are piling in, rushing in, that's what those initial investors are hoping for. You know, that's why those, I'm not gonna say that's why, but that truly is the reason behind most of those projects even coming into existence, because they understand that there are a lot of people who, you know, don't do any due diligence. They don't do any, I would say, not just advanced research, but just a little level of research. You know, they don't do that. And because of that, you know, they get the next tip from their friend, you know, who evidently made $100,000 from putting in nothing but $10, you know, and boom, you know, their eyes light up. They see an opportunity. And again, I can't blame them. My purpose in calling it out is pretty much to give you guys information so that you can make more informed decisions. You know, I say that on almost all my videos. You know, we look to give you the most information possible and help you so you can go out and gather the most information possible about a particular crypto project, because there are literally thousands of them. So there's no way that, you know, any one individual, any one group, any one company, anything can cover them all. So it's all about, you know, giving you the information and providing you with the tools and the resources so that you can go out and make, you know, really good choices. You can go out and do, like I said before, some due diligence and, you know, kind of decipher the difference between, is this a project that has a real world use case? Is it solving a problem? Does it provide a solution to something that, you know, the current society is faced with? Or is it just a quick pump and dump? Is it just a way to generate a large amount of capital and then it vanishes? So that's what we're going to talk about. Now, before we get started, I do have some examples of coins that I'm going to use. Now, I'm not necessarily going to be dogging these coins. It's just that when you understand the use case behind them or lack thereof, then that would kind of put them into the, quote unquote shit coin category. Before we do that, let's do a quick breakdown of exactly I said exactly, that's a new word. I'm going to coin that word. Nobody uses it. Exactly, that's a new word. But let's do a quick definition of what a shitcoin is by as defined, in current society. So the Urban Dictionary defines a shitcoin as a great way to lose money. That's one way to put it. And also, it describes it as a cryptocurrency with no utility or unique features. In other words, a shitcoin is a cryptocurrency that will someday be totally worthless. Now, switching over to Investopedia, they define it as saying a shitcoin is a pejorative term used to describe an altcoin that has become worthless. Shitcoin's value may disappear because interest failed to materialize, or because the altcoin itself was not created in good faith, or because the price was based on speculation. Now, truth be told, the definitions I just gave you, they're all pretty good. But in the end, what coins are considered shit coins is really, it's based on opinion, and we all know about opinions. They're kind of like, what they say, opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, right? Myself included. Now, another good definition that I've heard when in regards to a shit coin is any cryptocurrency that is disliked by the person talking about it. And that there is some kind of merit to that because regardless of who you are, regardless of what the coin is, there's always going to be a person who doesn't like that particular coin that you're invested into. Now, I have a great example of a person who hates Bitcoin. Now, we all know a lot of the gold bugs who despise Bitcoin, but there's one person in particular, he just hates Bitcoin. His name is Noria Rubini. I watch him, I follow him. He's an economist who teaches at NYU's Stern School of Business, and he has been a Bitcoin detractor from almost from the beginning. You can say it was pretty much from when he learned about it to the point to where he released a tweet. This is dated October 11, 2018, which states, and I quote, 99% of crypto land is one shitcoin traded for another shitcoin. And the average shitcoin lost 90% or more of its value in the last year. So crypto land is crap land, a cesspool of lunatics with severe Freudian scatological obsessions that swim 24/7 in their own stinking shit. I'm sorry. That is hilarious because when you look at it, it's what do I say? It's a really intelligent way to say to talk shit about something. Like, wow, And again, he's someone that I respect. He has predicted a lot of market crashes. He's predicted a lot of major events in regards to economics that has happened within society over the past few decades, actually. But in my opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I think he has it wrong with Bitcoin. And I think he has more of a vested interest in the current fiat system because he knows how to play the game in the current fiat system. And we all know Bitcoin disrupts the current structure of the fiat system. So let's do a little bit about where the term shitcoin comes from. Now, let's see. It comes from the world of cryptocurrency, and where it became popular is still quite a mystery. But from what is known, the earliest mention of it was on a Bitcoin Talk discussion board back in November of 2010, and the earliest mentions of it on Reddit popped up in 2011. So, based off the definitions that we've had in one of the examples, we're going to go into a lot of different examples, but you're probably asking yourself the question, which I had to ask myself this question in the beginning when I first got into crypto, when I first was learning how to do research on projects and everything. Well, is Bitcoin the shit? Is Bitcoin a shitcoin? Well, according to Norio Rubini, as we saw ever so eloquently pointed out in his tweet, he definitely thinks so. But at this point, understanding the actual tokenomics, the actual use case for Bitcoin, if it is a shitcoin, we can safely say that it's the least likely coin to go to zero. It's the least likely of the shitcoins if it is a shitcoin. So what about Litecoin? We all, most of us have heard about Litecoin. Is Litecoin a shitcoin? Well, according to Litecoin's trader Charlie Lee, he definitely thinks so because he's quoted as calling it the best shitcoin out there, and he stands firmly behind it. And last, what about Ethereum? Can Ethereum be considered a shitcoin? Well, according to BitMEX, back in the day when Ethereum was first released, it was called a double-digit shitcoin, which now we know Ethereum is fast. It has fast become a triple-digit shitcoin, which is on its way to becoming a what do you call it? A four-digit? What was it? A five-digit shitcoin? I'm sorry. You got to correct me on all this stuff. So, in short, for every cryptocurrency, there will be a debate over whether or not it's a shitcoin. But in reality, only time will tell. And in many cases, time has already given its answer, as countless projects have already died, gone to zero, or been abandoned entirely. For many others in existence today, their days too are numbered. So, what I wanted to do, and let me pull that up here. As I talked about, there's a huge interest in what we call shitcoins, mainly the meme coins. Look at this $80 billion has been put into the meme coin market. Mainly right now, as you can see, the number one has been Dogecoin with about 66 billion into it, followed by good old Shiba Inu. And I received a lot of messages about Shiba Inu, asking if it was a good project, if it was something you should get into. Now, again, I don't provide financial advice. I basically tell everybody what I would do. So I decided to take a look at Shiba Inu's website, and I also pulled up their white paper, read it, from top to bottom, 22-page white paper. I also pulled up the contract address. We're going to go over these things just to kind of get a true idea. One, to show you guys kind of some of the steps that I use in researching a product, but a project, but also to kind of really give you guys an idea, because this is kind of like the latest, greatest thing right now. It's really popping, really going up. So we're going to go over that. But to start, I found something that was really cool. Check this out. So Canadian Lurse launched a I can't stop laughing. I've been laughing since I first found this thing, man. You guys forgive me, but I honestly God, I've been laughing since I first found this thing. She launched a coin called Ass Finance. Ass Finance. And it's taken off. Like, people are really putting money into this thing. Now, I understand that ASS is more of an acronym, which stands for Australian Safe Shepherd. But at the end of the day, she still called the coin Ass Finance. That's pretty freaking cool. Again, one of the newest shit coins on the list. It's definitely a shit coin. Has no use case right now. Has no real world utility. To be honest, as the article clearly states, ASS started off as a moon play after stuff like Safe Moon, Save Earth, Elon Moon, and other now plus safe tokens ended up giving gazillions of dollars in profit to a select few. This is why, and I hate to see this, I hate to say this, but this is why they refer to us, the everyday investor. They call us retail investors. This is why they refer to us as dumb money, because we pour money, currently $80.82 billion, into things like Ass Finance coin. Ass Finance. Oh my gosh. But I'm not gonna harp on that. It's just when I want to make sure that you guys understand, for the people who got in, who made some money and got out, congratulate, bravo. Like, I seriously applaud you guys, because I would never talk bad about someone who was able to put themselves in a better financial position. Not ever. I will always applaud those people because they're doing what we do. They do what we do every day. We people who play the lottery, they're playing the lottery with the hopes of changing the quality of life. Well, they're playing the lottery with the hopes of something that's going to be miraculous, life changing. Same thing. We go to work every day because we want to maintain our quality of life, but we also have aspirations of improving our quality of life. So for the people who are investing in these shit coins, that some of the examples that I'm going to continue to give, if you got your money and you got out of it before it crashed, before the rug pulled, before the pump and dump, before whatever happens, congratulations. Like, I am so proud of you because you found a way to beat the casino. You found a way to beat the house. And we all know that the traditional markets are not set up in a way that regular people like us can play. Not on the level in which we're going to make life changing gains. We're not, it's not set up that way. If you don't have millions of dollars in the traditional stock market, you're not going to become a millionaire based off the traditional stock market. I mean, it is what it is. If you're putting in $100, hell, if you're putting in $1,000 into a stock, you got a greater chance of hitting the lottery than you do of becoming a millionaire off that, in my opinion, based off of the things that I've seen. So the crypto market has definitely provided a level. I say this all the time. It provides a fair and level playing field for everybody. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care where you came from. It doesn't care what your social or economic status is. It doesn't give a damn. It's fair play. Now, again, when you're investing into projects or coins that don't have a real world use case, like if you take the moment to look at the white paper is a bunch of bullshit. Like, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't tell you what it's meant to do. Get in, get out. If you're going to gamble like that, understand that you got to know when to pull your chips off the table. And that's really, really important. And that's what I try to instill in everybody, because like I said, at the end of the day, we're all just looking for a way to increase our quality of life, to put ourselves and our family in a much better position. So I know I kind of sidebar there, but I do that a lot. If you guys, for the newcomers to the to the webinar, to the sessions, I sidebar a lot, but it's true. I love to see us, and by us I mean the people in the Black community, the people in lower financial states, middle class, low middle class, the poor. I love to see it when we win, because every day that we win is another opportunity we got to move up to a whole new level. And then you get a better understanding. When your financial, I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day, when your financial status improves, a lot of the stress that you have tends to go away, because you're not in survival mode. You're not in a position to where you're constantly worrying about where your next dollar is going to come from. Your brain switches over, so you can be a lot more creative. You can, all the ideas that you had, the things that you wanted to do, you have those options. I tell people about that. The goal is not to get money. The goal is to have options. Money is merely a tool used in order to have those options, in order to get to a point to where you can capitalize on those options. So again, I love to see us win, man. I don't give a damn who you are, where you're from. If you're winning, and it's improving your quality of life, your lifestyle, congrats to you, man. I'm proud of you. All right. That's enough of my sidebar rant. Let's get back to it. So next up on the list of what I call shit coins is this guy right here. It's called Scam Coin. He literally, he created it as a joke. Like, there's an article here, TikTokers scam cryptocurrency took off, and he couldn't even believe it. Like, Vice did a complete interview with the guy, and he was shocked that a crypto he created just because called it scam. He called it scam, And he later turned it into an acronym, simple, cool, automatic money. But it's called scam, people, and people are buying it. Like they're buying it. I actually pulled up the metrics on it on the because it's currently on the Binance Smart Chain. So I pulled up the metrics on it. It has a $3.5 million market cap right there. Boom. People have put $3.5 million into a coin that really dude was creating it just to see what he can do. He's like, I made this as a joke. No one told me you no one told you to buy this shit. He called it shit. It's called scam, you stupid mother. You see that? Like right there. It's top of the article. I made this as a joke. No one told you to buy it. It's called scam, you stupid MF. Again, why do they call this dumb money? Because we're jumping on the latest hype train. Now, this is what I was really looking forward to talking about. Oh, Shiba Inu. I mentioned that we were going to get into this earlier, but again, I received a lot of messages about it, asking me what my thoughts were on it. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's analyze it. Let's really break it down. And let's try to point out some of the potential red flags as to why I personally would not ever invest in this thing ever. So first thing, and I didn't do this ahead of time, but I always like to view the source to find out, what was used in coding this website, and just looking at what goes on in the back end. By the way, I'm a computer engineer, so I read code all day. So I look at kind of what went into, like, how much in-depthness they put into actually making this website. First and foremost, it's a one-page site. Literally, there's nothing to it. When you hit ecosystem, it doesn't take you to ecosystem. It takes you to the next section of this one page. Now, right here on the website, the SHIB token, it says it's an experiment in decentralized spontaneous community building. Exactly what does that mean? First of all, the word experiment is a red flag for me. But decentralized, I understand what that word means. Spontaneous community building. That anyway, so as we continue to move down, it says they locked 50% of the total supply in Uniswap and threw away the keys. Don't you ever in your life believe that? Ever, ever, ever. Never see, the one thing about cryptocurrency that I love, especially with Bitcoin and Ethereum and things like that, is that it's built off of a trustless system, meaning I don't have to trust anything you say. I don't have to trust anything you present to me, because I can see it. I can verify it. When people say, we threw away the keys, I can't verify that. Again, just pointing out the red flags for me as to why I wouldn't touch this. Now, they say the remaining 50% was burned to the creator, one of the creators of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin's wallet. Now, that too raises a red flag, because they didn't burn the tokens. They gave him the tokens, which puts the onus on him. So when we go look, I think I pulled up in Etherscan. If you go to the holders, yeah. So this right here, this is Vitalik Buterin's wallet, and they sent him 505 trillion. That's with the T. We're going to talk about the token supply in a minute here, but that's with the T of these SHIB tokens, which is 50% valued at over, what's that, 100,000 million bills, $16.9 billion, almost $17 billion currently is what these tokens are valued at. Now, the issue here is that, again, let's go back to trust. You have to trust that Vitalik isn't going to sell all these coins, because he has absolutely nothing to do with this project. Absolutely nothing to do with this project whatsoever. Lays no claim to it. This is an involuntary distribution of tokens. He didn't ask them to give them these tokens. They just decided to send them to him. Now, one thing that we've learned is that a lot of these projects, they do things like this. Because one, it takes those tokens out of their supply, out of a circulating supply. It takes out a circulating supply, which is a tactic that they use to increase the market value of the other coin, the remaining coins. So basically, it's a trick that they use to drive up the price. So they can say, "Hey, we took 50% of our max supply out of circulation. Okay, so the market makers, which are bots and things of that sort, the exchanges have no choice but to revalue the price, because we all know that market cap is circulating supply times current price. Circulating supply goes down, price goes up. That's a trick. Second thing too, which is what I talked about, and I may have said that as number one. I don't know. I just know I'm on my second point for it. He could just dump these tokens, man. You know, again, he has no ties to this. He has no. You just gifted me $16 billion. He doesn't need it because he's a billionaire based off of his Ethereum's holdings. But at the same time, he can dump all of these onto the market, crashing the price. Okay, now let's go back. Let me go back here. Let's go back to Etherscan. If you notice, the max supply of this particular coin is 1 quadrillion, not billion, not trillion, quadrillion. They minted a quadrillion of these tokens. If you wonder why the price is so low, that's why the price is so low. It's like, holy crap. You minted a quadrillion tokens, and then you sent 500 trillion with a T, to a person's wallet that we're supposed to trust to not dump these tokens back onto the market. You get what I'm saying here? It totally takes away the emphasis, the onus of trustless. It takes away that whole trustless scenario. So, and here's an actual article that was written talking more about how, for one, it's a Dogecoin clone. You clone Dogecoin, so you clone something that is, we're going to talk about Doge here in a second, because I love Doge in the fact that I call it the most honest shitcoin. But you clone a shitcoin, and then you consider yourself to be, and where is it at? They coined themselves as the Dogecoin killer. Why? What? In what way? Or shall I say, what's the purpose of wanting to kill a project that was built for fun, that was built as a joke? You get what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, and again, these are all just my opinions, they're just basically trying to what do you call it, hot ride the Dogecoin hype train. So it's like, hence the logo, which I'll switch back over here for you guys. The logo, it's a Shiba Inu, but it's a Shiba Inu. Let me get a little closer. Let me see this thing. It looks rabbit. It's got like the vampire teeth or whatever. Like, look at him. Like, he looks like he's pissed off. What you mad for, man? Like, you cloned a fun token. You cloned something that was really meant, that was created as a joke, and you want to kill it. Why? So that you can gain notoriety. It's kind of like, for all my what do you want to call it? My guys who are in the hip hop, who are in the rap. It's kind of like, you're a new up and coming artist, and you want to try to create some hype around your name. So you make a diss song talking about the current hot artist to try to get people to, kind of flood over to you, because you're throwing shots at the current hot artist. And to me, that's kind of what they're doing right here, man. It makes no sense. But anyway, all right. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I get off on a tangent. So, again, links on the website, don't go anywhere. You hit buy, takes you to, guess what? The buy section of that one-page website. How to buy. You can only buy it on, well, I guess there's a lot of exchanges where you can buy it now, because the exchanges are adding it, not because of the fact that it has a use case, not because of the fact that it provides a solution to a problem. Hell, they're just adding it because people want it. And And again, my opinion, but when there's hype driven around something like that, the exchanges, they collect fees. They're going to get money regardless. They don't care if, in certain aspects, let me rephrase that. In certain aspects, they can give two shits if you guys lose your money or not. They're going to get paid either way. Every time you transact on it, they're going to get paid. So, um, yeah, it was initially released on Uniswap. Uniswap is kind of initially, from my experience with Uniswap, it's going back to Mr. Rubini's tweet. It is definitely the cesspool of crypto scams. Uniswap is great. I use it. You guys have seen my video on how to actually conduct trades within Uniswap, but at the same time, you have to understand that Uniswap is 100% decentralized exchange. It's not regulated. Anyone and anything can create a token and list it on Uniswap. So that's what I mean when I say it's a cesspool of scam tokens, because that's where they go. Now, next thing I noticed that they talked about ShibaSwap. ShibaSwap is supposed to be their platform that's going to, I guess this is where the community is going. If you ask me, it looks like a Uniswap clone, or a more like a Binance Smart Chain clone. It looks like that. It doesn't exist currently, to my knowledge. I tried to find it, can't find it anywhere. And as they say right here, it's undergoing security tests, audits, and final updates to prepare for a safe launch. Get the fuck out of here. Um, Yeah, sorry guys. Now, when I went into the white paper, there was one thing that really caught my attention. When I go to the end of the white paper, once it loads, of course, it's going to take forever to load, because why would you work correctly while we're online, while we're doing our live? Okay. Let's go up. Give me a second, guys. Let me find it. It was their roadmap. So I was looking at their roadmap, and the thing that stuck out to me the most, and I guess I should have left it on there. There it is. It says, and I quote, "Our roadmap will remain top secret to ensure our continued advantage in this highly competitive space. But releasing a basic overview will allow our holders to understand the intentions of the core development team." What's that mean? That people put out talking about someone asked a question, who is Boo Boo the Fool? And the answer was, we don't know who Boo Boo the Fool is, but we do know who Boo Boo the Fool ain't. Come on, man. We ain't Boo Boo the Fool. If you can't put out a clear-cut roadmap, that's one of the tools, one of the things that I advise people on when you're researching crypto projects. Do they have a clear-cut roadmap? Is their team transparent? If you gotta dig and search, if it's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, if you gotta damn near search, find a needle in the haystack just to get the information on what a project does, come on, man. Don't have Boo Boo the Fool written over your forehead. It's not a good look. It's not. So that's my breakdown of real quick, high level breakdown of Shiba token. Those are my thoughts. Again, not financial advice. I'm just telling you guys why I wouldn't touch it. Me personally, wouldn't touch it. If things change, with this particular project, I'm still ain't gonna touch it, because the things that I listed. But maybe I would feel better in regards to people asking me what I think about it. Maybe I'll give an updated opinion on it. But yeah, no, not touching it. With a 20-foot pole, I wouldn't touch it. Yeah, I wouldn't stand next to this damn token. Again, for those who were able to get in, make some money, get out, congrats to you. I applaud you. Get your money. Don't look at this as a long-term play. In my opinion, I don't look at this as a long-term play. Wouldn't ever look at this as a long-term play. truly because of the fact that it's not transparent. There's so much hidden about this project that I'm just not with it, not with it at all. Oh yeah, going back to why people are referred to as dumb money. It's like, wow, man, like Doge clones like SHIB attracting dumb money is why Bitcoin is down. Now he gave a really good quote on here. Um, I want to find it. When I was reading this article, he had put something about. Now we'll come back to it. Let's see. Those clones cones suck funds out of Bitcoin, but smart money will re-enter the market soon and reverse the trend. Okay, despite Bitcoin's strong fundamentals, which we all know. Let's see. How he believes trend. I should have marked it. It was a really good quote that he put on here, and I should have marked it. I don't want to waste you guys' time while we're continuing to go through the different things. But man, he said something that was really good. All right, so next, again, it just talks about. Oh, here's a tweet that talks more about the ship. It's like it kind of speaks to the genius that the creators of these coins have when they're doing these types of things. So he basically says SHIB is absolutely incredible, being sarcastic, of course. Many saw it coming from a mile away. Their logic was Elon is equal to or greater than Doge. Doge is equal to or greater than Shiba. It's inevitable. Hats off to all of them. Here's a chart that shows, boom, once Dogecoin started dying off, boom, they took off. Why? Simple. They rode the back of Dogecoin's hype. You know, damn near jacked the logo. You know, hell, if you look at it, they pretty much jacked everything related to Dogecoin. So anyway, let's go. Speaking of Dogecoin, that is a great segue to talk about Dogecoin. Again, I view Dogecoin as the most honest shitcoin on the market. Now, as we know, Dogecoin has always been a joke. And as we can see, the jokes just keeps getting funnier. Now let's do a quick breakdown. Let's really get into Dogecoin because Galaxy Digital actually released a 22-page research paper, really getting into the whole Dogecoin phenomenon. And like I said, hats off to Dogecoin. I love Dogecoin, not from a I'm going to invest in it use case, but from a it has stuck to its morals. It's stuck to its purpose from the beginning. So again, and now I'm going to read my notes here, so you guys can always tell when I'm kind of reading versus when I'm just giving it to you straight from the mouth or straight from the dome, whatever the hell it's called. So as I said, Dogecoin is the most honest shit coin on the market. Dogecoin has always been a joke, and the joke keeps getting funnier. This meme currency, which was created to mock Bitcoin and the rise of altcoins back in 2013, is today worth more than $66 billion, which we saw going over to here. Dogecoin currently sitting at 66.1 billion. Incredible, very incredible. Hats off to Doge. So the reason why I call Doge the most honest shitcoin is that unlike many other cryptocurrency projects, Dogecoin doesn't seek or even pretend to be anything more than the world's most fun cryptocurrency. There's no grand vision for it, nor any pronouncements about how Dogecoin would change the world. In fact, the creators, Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus, didn't even gift themselves any Doge when it was launched. You gotta respect that. Now, as Dogecoin proliferated out into the cryptocurrency exchange ecosystem, the founders became disillusioned. And of course, I'm paraphrasing from the research paper here. So you guys can use that as a reference if you guys want to kind of read the entire thing. It's actually a pretty good read. But like I was saying, excuse me, as I was saying, Dogecoin had become a tool for speculation rather than just crypto for sillies, as it was intended. It used to be used as a tip coin where you can tip people. The founders left the project, with Marcus saying, when someone puts 20K in, that makes me really, really uncomfortable. He's quoted as saying that. I don't want to be a leader of a cult. Now, Palmer, the other creator, he unsubscribed from the Dogecoin subreddit in 2014, and in 2015, he announced that he was taking an extended leave of absence from the cryptocurrency community, calling the ecosystem toxic. Now, there's no confirmation if that was related to Dogecoin or not, but Palmer later deleted his YouTube and Twitter accounts entirely. Now, let's talk about how Doge was developed. Let's get into that for a quick second as I switch over here. Now, Dogecoin is a code-based fork of Lucky Coin, which itself was a code-based fork of Junk Coin, which was a code-based fork of Litecoin, which in turn is a code-based fork of Bitcoin. Let me rewind that for you guys so make sure you better understand it. So Dogecoin is a clone, because when they talk about a fork, it basically means you copied the code. So Dogecoin is a clone of Lucky Coin, which is a clone of Junk Coin, which is a clone of Litecoin, which is a clone of Bitcoin. You see how that comes up? You see why there's certain things that I just stay away from when it comes to deciding whether or not I invest in a project. This thing is 5 times copied, and the original copy is the #1 coin on the market, Bitcoin, $1 trillion market cap. You see where I'm going here? Now, much of its core architecture, including a scripting language and use of unspent transaction outputs, is ultimately inherited from Bitcoin. Now, Dogecoin's core code base has been literally neglected for several years, and there's little development happening on top of the currency. In fact, activity in the Dogecoin GitHub repository has been essentially non-existent since 2017, indicating a general lack of development effort for the project. Now, maybe that'll change in the future with the coin's recent resurgence, but for now, it remains true. It's not being actively developed. There's nobody working on it. It was put out as a joke. It's serving its purpose. Now, Dogecoin supply is something that I liken to the current fiat system, with dollars, and I'll tell you why. So, here are the tokenomics. With the permanently fixed 10,000 Doge per block subsidy rewarded to miners approximately every minute, the supply of Dogecoin grows by 14.4 million Doge per day and 5.2 billion Doge per year on average. Without halvings, the ultimate supply of Dogecoin is infinite, although the annualized inflation rate reduces as the supply grows. Let me say that one more time. Without halvings, the ultimate supply of Dogecoin is infinite. This thing can be printed into infinity. Now, it has a fixed rate in which it does inflate. It has a fixed rate in which coins are, new coins are put into the market. So you can kind of calculate it. But again, 14.4 million Doge per day are minted. That's 14.4 million more coins potentially going out into the market that can be sold into the market. We all know it was created as a joke. Again, just giving you guys the reasons why I personally won't invest in Doge. Now, if the development picks up, if they decide to cap the rate in which coins are minted, they decide to put a hard cap on it, we may revisit that. So just letting you guys know from a tokenomics standpoint, this is, what happens with Doge on a daily/yearly basis. Now, there has been I've seen people making posts where they are comparing Doge to Bitcoin. Now, granted, Doge, at some point when we go back down its chain, the 5 clone chain, it originated from Bitcoin's code, but it's not currently operating in the exact same manner as Bitcoin. number one number one bullet point to focus on is the fact that 14.4 million are minted every day. But despite growing usage and ownership, Dogecoin remains deficient to Bitcoin in many ways. The network's immaturity is revealed in qualitative factors like a lack of infrastructure and development. We talked about that. It's also apparent in quantitative metrics like transaction count, transfer value, and centralization of ownership. Most concerningly to investors, an analysis of Dogecoin security shows its attack cost to be roughly an order of magnitude lower than Bitcoin's. So basically what the report concluded, which it gave some of the benefits and some of the negatives of Dogecoin, is that, Doge is the best performing major digital asset year to date. As we all know, Doge has exploded. For those who got in, December, hell, even January, you bought it fractions of a penny. Guess what? It's around 50 cents right now. So you did great. Now, another benefit or another, I guess, great thing that came out of Doge was that more people than ever own Doge, which is a good thing. It's getting more notoriety. There are more addresses than ever before interacting with the Doge blockchain. The Doge network has never settled as much value as it does today, mainly because of its increased popularity. That's the word I'm looking for. It has never been more profitable to mine Doge, which I guess I didn't cover that, but Doge uses a similar script to Litecoin. So the Litecoin miners can actually mine Doge at the exact same time, and it doesn't cost them anymore. So the people who own Litecoin mining equipment can actually double mine. They can mine that and Doge and get, the rewards from Doge as well as while they're getting the rewards from Litecoin. And also, and I guess this is probably the reason why Dogecoin has grown so much in popularity, is that the world's richest person, Elon Musk, has taken the community bestowed title of CEO of Dogecoin. And he's also known as what was it, Techno King, Tesla Techno King, some shit like that. But anyway, now those are the positive takeaways from the explosion of Dogecoin. But again, when we talk about when it's compared to Bitcoin, you got to look at it. Bitcoin is the most widely dispersed and least concentrated digital asset. Bitcoin is much more heavily used, with an order of magnitude more daily active addresses than Dogecoin, and more than 6 times as many daily transactions. Also, Bitcoin transfers are settled several orders of magnitude more value per day than Dogecoin. In addition, Bitcoin is among the most actively developed projects in the digital asset ecosystem, while Dogecoin is among the least actively developed. As we talked about before, looking at its GitHub, it hasn't been worked on since 2017. Now, the Bitcoin network is comprised of the most widely distributed network of nodes of any digital asset, while Dogecoin's node topology is small and lacks robustness, with most of the network's nodes unable to remain synced to the tip of the blockchain. That's a bad thing. That's a really bad thing. And Bitcoin boasts a diverse and extremely robust ecosystem of wallet, market, and network infrastructure. Lastly, Bitcoin is significantly more secure than Dogecoin, with the attack costs being at least 11 times higher. So, when people try to compare Bitcoin, I've seen people like, if Bitcoin took off, imagine what Dogecoin can do. That's not how that works, man. That's not how that works at all. There are so many variables that play into determining the price, and determining the market cap. Main thing, supply, circulating supply. If you have an infinite amount of coins that are going to be minted, that can be minted, it's really hard to increase the value. Bitcoin has a hard cap at 21 million. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin produced in the entire history of Bitcoin. You can understand why its value is where it is, and it's going to continue to rise because it's finite. It's a truly is beyond scarce. Hell, it's finite. So it, and also too, every 4 years roughly, it undergoes what's called a halving, which basically means that the amount of new Bitcoin, I think right now it's like 900 per day, are being rewarded to miners. No, it's not 900 per day. Don't quote me on that. Sorry. But needless to say, the amount of Bitcoin that's being rewarded is going to be cut in half every 4 years. So that increases the scarcity, making it, again, we know it's finite, which drives up the price. The Plan B has what he calls stock to flow model, which he goes into really in-depth detail explaining how that works. But if, needless to say, if the supply is cut in half, but the demand remains the same or increases, it has no choice but to drive the price higher. So that's where we were with that. And that's where we are. And I'm going to wrap up my analysis of shitcoins for this evening. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. And as we always do, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. If you guys that are on the webinar have any questions that you want to ask, by all means, raise your hand. Use the little hand raise tool in the Zoom, and you can also post your question in the Q&A section. And actually, see, we do have a question from Maestro. Maestro, if you're still on, and say, what's your thoughts, perspective about Block One and their launch of Bullish that was announced today? You know what? I haven't looked into that. That's something I will definitely have to look into. If it was launched today, I didn't receive that notification. So I will definitely look into that, and I'll address it. I'll give you my answer on it, either on next Tuesday or offline. So that's a really good question. I'll make sure I remember that. So Block One and their launch of Bullish. Appreciate that, Mike. Sure, that's a great question. We'll definitely look into it. Right. So does anyone on the webinar, you guys have any questions? Are you guys okay? Everything's good? Sorry, guys. My eyes itching. My eyes been itching all day. I don't know what's going on with sinuses. The pollen's out, people. The pollen's out like people are rushing to the gas station. Everything's out right now. All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I appreciate you guys for coming on. Again, I hope you really gain some value from this. I really look forward to these types of talks because we're all learning. You can never stop learning. So that's it for this evening. You guys enjoy. Again, thank you for coming out. As Russell Simmons used to say on Def Comedy Jam, thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night. Y'all be good.